Assalamualaikum and hi. Today kita akan buat chapter 7 in which it will involve with the material management, especially in inventory. Okay, now we are dealing with the inventory. Okay, the learning objective for this topic, we need to understand type of inventory function, and then we will learn on the inventory classification system, which ABC. And then there are three models that we need to know and know how to calculate. Okay, the first one is the basic EOQ, POQ, and then quantity discount. And then we will go a bit into the ROP and safety stock. Okay, what is inventory? Inventory is a stock or store goods. Okay, mostly semua manufacturing dia mesti ada stock. Okay, sama ada stock raw materials ataupun stock finished good. Okay. So kalau tak ada stock, it's a bit odd kalau kita ada stock. Okay. Okay, what is inventory basic? So kita akan tengok short video on inventory basic.
Hi, I'm James. This is Whiteboard Wednesday. My boss gave me 90 seconds to explain all this or I lose my job. Great! Inventory basics. Obviously, you're going to be getting stuff from some vendor or supplier. It's your business. You're putting on your shelf and either redistributing or producing a new product or a little bit of both. What do we do about our location? We can either have it on-site and on hand. We can have it off-site if we're starting small, or there's even the option of drop ship or a little bit of all. Identify. This is really important with our inventory. We need to make sure we're using stop keeping unit, known as a SKU, making sure we ID label everywhere that we can so we know exactly what we have, where we have it. It's going to take a little more time in the beginning, but then you're not looking and searching. You know where stuff belongs, whether you're taking it down or putting it back up. Units of measure. Are you dealing in pounds? Are you dealing in the metric system? Are you dealing with ounces? Know what you're counting. Also know, are you counting by tens? Are you counting by the box, the individual part? Something that small can really mess you up. Know what your system is. Plan. What kind of plan do you have in place as to how you are using your inventory management? Are you trying to push each item through and hit an allotted certain number every quarter, production week, whatever it is? Or are you pulling it through? Relative to every order you receive, that's when you make your product. This requires a little bit more input from your computer. In fact, a lot more. Let's get to that. Records. Are you doing it on paper? Sure, it's easy to start with. It's very cheap. But then you have to keep track of all of that. All those files, all that information. And if you plan on growing, that's going to be a nightmare when you have to make the transition to the computer. You can have everything on hand, all your files in one place. And if you make use of the cloud, boom, you've got backup storage and you don't have to worry about losing files, even if something happens to your business computer. So, inventory basics. These are simple things, but if you're not making use of them or even planning for them, well, you're planning to fail or something like that. I don't know. I only had 90 seconds. I hope I don't run out of time.
Okay, that's how James explained on the inventory basic. So very important untuk kita keep track. Kita tahu apa yang masuk, apa yang keluar. Okay, so mesti ada sistem. Mesti ada orang kata somebody responsible on the in and out. Okay, type of inventory, jenis-jenis inventory. Yang paling common, raw material. Okay, so bahan-bahan mentah akan datang, dihantar dan kita akan letakkan dalam inventory sebelum kita proses. Okay, and then kita ada work in progress atau work in process. Maksudnya barang separa siap. Mungkin in between machine, in between workstation ada WIP. So bila you pergi LI nanti, you akan nampak type of inventory ni. Okay, and then finish good. Finish good ni yang dah siap, yang dah selesai. So bila sebelum kita hantar ke pada customer, kita akan store dulu sebelum lori dan juga transportation kita akan ambil. And satu lagi yang orang selalu lupa adalah maintenance and repair inventory. We need to simpan some of the tools, okay, some of the spare part yang kita perlukan untuk maintenance. Itu pun dikira as inventory. Berapa banyak skru yang kita simpan, berapa banyak all the spare parts must be counted and kita kena dokumentkan. And then satu lagi adalah goods in transit, maksud dia in between, mungkin dekat port sebelum naik kapal, okey, mungkin dekat warehouse sebelum sampai ke kedai-kedai dan sebagainya. Okey, inventory function, kenapa perlu ada inventory ni? Okey, first kali is to meet ataupun kena make sure that customer demand dapat dipenuhi. Sometimes customer dia tukar, dia nak double pula next month. So kalau kita tak ada raw material stock, mungkin kita akan alamak mana nak cari. Okay, so it's very important to have inventory. Kadang-kadang ada banyak sangat inventory pun tak bagus, terlalu kurang pun tak bagus. So kita kena make sure inventory yang kita simpan just nice. And then smooth operation requirement. Okay, kita tak nak ada masalah keputusan barang tengah-tengah kita proses. Okay, tiba-tiba kilang kek kita tiba-tiba telur tak ada. Oh, okay, that's gonna cause lots of trouble. And then to decouple operation. Okay, mungkin maksud dia work in progress atau work in process. Mesin A dengan mesin B. Mesin A ni sangat laju. Mesin B sangat perlahan. So mungkin ada stop untuk work in process untuk mesin A terus berjalan. Kalau mesin A terlalu laju dan mesin B terlalu lambat, jadi mesin A akan tak buat apa-apa jika tak ada stok yang untuk dia proses. And then to protect against stock out. Okay, yang ni paling takut lah. Kalau barang tak cukup, line tak jalan, so pekerja pun tak buat apa-apa, so manufacturer akan rugi. Okay, take advantage of order cycle. Alright, kadang-kadang kita order lebih sebab kita tahu musim perayaan, so kita akan stock up. Let's say untuk kilang kek, kita akan stock up tepung dan telur lebih daripada biasa. And then kita against price increases, so kita tahu tahun depan akan naik certain barang, so kita buat stok tapi jangan terlalu banyak. And take advantage of quantity discount. Sometimes offer daripada supplier, dia bagi okey, kalau kita beli 10,000 kita dapat harga lagi murah sikit, kalau beli 20,000 dia bagi lagi discount. Sometimes it give advantage and sometimes not. Okay, so we need to do the calculation to justify adakah berbaloi kita nak beli lebih. Okay, let's look what is a common inventory problem. Apa jadi kalau inventory kita tak ada sistem dan kita tak keep track on our inventory?
Hi, this is James from Fishbowl. This is Whiteboard Wednesday. Today we are going to talk about what are common inventory problems. There are way too many to list, but let's just go over a couple that are very common. We've got old products sitting on the shelf, whether we're just not using it, it's not shipping out often enough, or we've forgotten about it, it's expired, etc. We have number discrepancies between what's in our book or abacus compared to what's on our shelves. Very big problem, very common, so don't feel alone. Improper log, meaning we're not putting in the information that we have about our inventory into that spreadsheet, into our computer, whatever we're using to track all of those things and our processes. No one knows. Man, this is way too common. You may have a grasp of what's happening in your company, but if your employees don't know where products are, how much they have, how much are supposed to be coming in, that is a very real problem. Too much stuff. This is kind of similar. All these are kind of very linked together. Oftentimes companies think they need all these products, all these goods, and they don't know what they're ordering. They don't know how much they have on hand at that very moment. Or they just keep ordering it thinking eventually it'll sell. You better have a strategy as to what you're trying to do with all that stuff. Or they overskew. This is something where you have maybe 1-2 products sitting on the shelf with a whole host of numbers and SKUs to incorrectly scan in right next to it. Make sure your stuff's organized. Now with all of these, you can really get into some details and you should dig into why this may be the case. But the first thing you should probably do is address what is your process. Understand your process behind each one of these. So if you're having discrepancies in your inventory, for example, you should definitely understand, is there improper scrapping going on? Are we not receiving enough of an order from a supplier? Are we not shipping out what we put in our books? If you don't know what's coming in and going out on a day-to-day basis, there's a very real problem that needs to be addressed, and it can be done, but you have to start by knowing what is the process behind the problem that you are having at that moment. So, just a few of the problems that you may face, and if it's something where you need automated software solutions, Feel free to check out Fishbowl. Lots of features that cover all of these dilemmas. And we'll make sure to keep addressing more of these things. That's this Whiteboard Wednesday. See you next time.
Okay, so banyak masalah akan timbul jika kita tak betul-betul track kita punya inventory. Contohnya barang lama dalam inventory kita tak tahu. Kadang-kadang barang yang tak sama dalam sistem, kata ada banyak ni, sekali tengok dekat dalam inventory, tak sama. So benda-benda ni sangat bahaya, okay? Especially kalau kat kilang yang ada banyak item, contohnya beribu-ribu jenis item, so you akan lost track. Okay, dalam inventory management, kita boleh guna tracking system. Okay, sekarang nowadays people are using barcode. Okay, barcode, RFID tag. So it's automated. Dah tak perlu nak buat manually, isi dalam buku and all that. So everything have been tracked automatically using RFID. Okay, infrared ID tagging dan sebagainya. And it's very important juga kita nak buat make decision bila nak order. Okay, adakah barang ada lagi? And how much to order, sekali order nak beli berapa banyak. So these two questions can be answered kalau you have a very good inventory management. Okay. Okay, effective inventory management require a track, you must have system, okay. And then kena dalam keadaan selamat dan barang pun dalam keadaan elok. Dan kalau perlukan temperature yang betul, okay, sometimes makanan yang mudah rosak perlu letak dalam bilik sejuk dan sebagainya. So benda-benda ni perlu di make sure it dijaga, okay. And then kita tahu lead time. Okay, setiap barang yang dihantar oleh supplier kita berapa hari akan sampai? Apakah janji atau perjanjian telah dibuat? Untuk barang, contohnya telur, kita ada perjanjian dengan pengusaha telur, setiap 5 hari dia akan hantar. Dia tak pernah lewat. So kita boleh agak stok kita untuk 5 hari berapa, so kita tahu pada time habis pengusaha telur tu akan hantar on time. Okay, reason sebab apa? Kalau kita simpan inventory akan menyebabkan kos, iaitu yang pertama adalah holding cost. Holding cost ni adalah kos menyimpan. Okay, holding cost atau nama lain carrying cost, iaitu warehouse perlu dibayar sewa, pekerja perlu dibayar gaji, electricity, kalau perlu fridge, bilik sejuk dan sebagainya perlu dibayar. Kemudian kita ada ordering cost, iaitu kos apabila kita order. Setiap kali order akan dikenakan kos, contohnya kos transportation, kos pengantaran, okay. Currency kalau kita menggunakan supplier dari luar negara. Dan juga shortage cost. Shortage cost ni sometimes dikenakan oleh customer kita. Kalau kita lambat hantar barang, dia akan kenakan penalty. Okay, contohnya macam automotive maker Pro 2, kepada semua vendor yang menghantar lewat, dia akan kenakan denda 1 jam mungkin dalam 1,000 atau 2,000. Kenapa dia kenakan denda? Sebab jika supplier ataupun vendor dia hantar lambat parts untuk pemasangan kereta, maka produk akan mengalami kerugian sebab dia pun tak boleh jalankan line dia pemasangan. So it's very important. Kena must be discipline kalau you nak control all your vendor. And then kita ada classification. Okay, kita akan tengok satu classification, kita panggil A, B, C. Okay, ABC ni macam mana kita classifykan inventory yang banyak yang ada dalam stok kita. Okay, so kita ada kelas A, kelas B and kelas C. So ada cara-cara dia. Okay.
Anna, Ron and Daniel continue their discussion of ABC analysis.
Nice. So what about circuit boards?
Those are the opposite. Instead of 5 cents, they cost $15 each. So we need to watch them closely.
How do we watch them closely?
We order them every few days, normally 1 truck at a time. Not only are they expensive, but they can also get damaged easily.
Like when the leaky roof ruined hundreds.
Also, the engineers are always working on newer versions of the circuit board, so if we order too many, we'll still have lots of the old circuit boards when the new version is ready.
And that means we just wasted all that money buying circuit boards we can't use.
Ouch. And B items?
The metallic jets that go on all our coffee machines are an example. We don't watch them as carefully as A items, but more than the C items.
Each organisation has its own threshold values for A, B and C items. ABC analysis tells you how closely an item is monitored. ABC analysis, along with many other factors, determines how frequently items are ordered, safety stock, and order quantities.
Okey, kita nampak tadi macam mana dia kategorikan A, B dan C item. A tu selalu untuk barang yang mahal. Okay, very important and dia agak tinggi kos dia. B ni untuk yang sederhana. Dan C ni adalah barang yang tak tinggi kos. Okay. So, kita kena kategorikan. Okay. Saya tunjuk cara nak kategorikan dia. Ini adalah contoh ya. So, kat sini mengenai item untuk spare part kereta. So, ini adalah annual demand. Okay, demand untuk setahun kegunaan dia. Dan juga ni adalah cost per unit. So, satu spare part ni berapa harga dia. So, kita nak kategorikan semua spare part ni. Yang mana akan jadi kategori A, B dan C. Okay, yang pertama, kita kena calculate annual volume value atau AVV, iaitu formula dia adalah annual demand. Dari annual demand di sini didarabkan dengan cost per unit. So, kita akan buat lagi satu kolom. Okey, di sini untuk kira AVV, iaitu annual demand darab cost per unit untuk setiap item tadi. So, kita darabkan. Okey. And then, apa kita buat? Bila kita darabkan semua, kita kena rearrange item-item ni daripada highest to lowest. So, maksud dia highest kat sini adalah 450,000. So, maka yang Azhar ni akan duduk atas sekali. So, diikuti dengan 250 iaitu my V, dan yang paling rendah sekali yang akan duduk paling bawah adalah 12,000. So, bila kita susun balik, dia akan jadi macam ni. Nampak? Daripada 450,000 turun paling rendah ke 12,000. So, disusun semula. So, awak kena buat table satu lagi untuk menyusun daripada highest to lowest. Dan you kena sumkan semua annual volume value atau AVV. Kemudian awak kena kira percentage. Nak cara kira percentage untuk setiap item adalah ambil 450,000 bahagikan dengan sum darab 100. So, untuk yang Alza, 450,000 bahagi sum dia 1,87,500 dan darab 100 sudah dapat 41. So, kena kira untuk setiap item. Okay, next step. Bila kita dah kira, kita make sure, kadang kita kena bundarkan sikit. So, make sure bila kita kira balik, dia akan total up to 100%. Okay, kadang kita kena adjust sikit. Mana yang perlu dibundarkan. Okay. Okay, next, kita nak start kategori. Okay. So, kita kategori adalah kelas A, B, C. Mengikut definition, A adalah 60 hingga 70% of the total AVV. So, kita start pada atas. So, kelas A akan bermula sehingga 60 hingga 70%. So, saya akan mulakan A. So, 41. Saya akan turun bawah, campur 23, campur. So, ada 64. So, belum sampai 70%. So, saya masukkan lagi 14 ni. So, saya dapat 8. So, sekarang dah 78%. Okey, saya stop. So, saya klasifikasikan yang 41, 23 dan 14 sebagai kelas A. Okey, sekarang saya nak buat untuk kelas B. Kelas B akan ambil yang seterusnya. So, kelas B adalah 20 hingga 25%. So, saya campur 6, campur 6, 12, campur 4, 16. So, boleh letak lagi. So, saya campur lagi 2 kat sini. 2 kat sini. So, total saya akan jadi 20. So, saya stop kat sini. So, saya klasifikasikan start daripada sini hingga sini adalah kelas B, dan automatically saya tahu baki dia adalah kelas C. Selalu kelas C ni single digit, di bawah 10. So, bila kita tengok A ni selalu the top 60 or 7, top 70 lah mostly and then the second one is the top 20, next 20%, and last sekali adalah kelas C. So, kita dah klasifikasikan. Okay, so tu sahaja. Sebelum next part, kita akan tengok on the 3 model. Okay, so I hope you understand, and I see you on the next part.